So last night, when I did my past life regression, I actually fell asleep really quickly. So I did it again proper today, and it was really interesting. I actually wasn't sure whether they were going to put me into a life that I already knew about or a new one. And as it turns out, they put me into a life that I already knew about. The life of Boethius, which is a life that I reincarnated again to resolve at this time. So you might not know who Boethius is. I didn't until I found out that we shared a soul. So Spirit gave me certain life memories from Boethius in this session. And I also spoke to Boethius's energy directly. And what he told me is that when it came time for him to speak up in the Senate, so for people who don't know what Boethius did, probably most of you, he spoke out about corruption during the fall of Rome. And he was in prison for a year, which is when he wrote this book. Then he was executed. But this book is about finding sanctuary in your own mind, the sovereign kingdom of your own mind, because you understand morality, your own values and philosophy, right? Staying true to them and realizing that fortune just turns her wheel. You can't really control it. So he said that when it came time for him to do what he did that led to his imprisonment and false charges of treason against him, that there had been a lot of events leading up to that where he was watching everyone around him pretend like the erosion of the things that the empire said that they were, but actually weren't. Pretend like that was okay, and it wasn't okay. And there's two ideas that came through, as in, we're now going through a fall of Rome situation, okay? It's of more benefit to learn about the sovereign dignity of our own minds, our own personal power, in this preparation stage, which Thoth has already told me, to use the skills for the transitions that are ahead, okay? And this is very exciting because we know that on the other side of the transition, there's something better. But first we have to do the transition. And as starseeds, we are leading the charge as the peaceful spiritual warriors, okay? So it's really important that we get these skills now, which is actually what Revolution is Spiritual is about. Aside from energetic collective action, we do our inner work to be able to change the outer world. So Boethius kind of said, it would have been nice to do it the other way around than what I did it. But he also said to remember that even though he didn't get to see the renaissance that happened after the transition, it still happened. So that's a bit metaphorical. But if there had been a bestseller list after Boethius's death and during the Middle Ages, this book would have been on the bestseller list for 1,000 years. This book has ideas in it that form some of the fundamental ideas that are included in systems of modern ethics. So remember that there's going to be a renaissance and it's going to be much better than where we are, but we need to get through what's coming, and we need to be diligent about the work that we're doing to do that, and we need to stop tolerating corruption now, because it seeps, the tolerance for corruption, which stems for fear, seeps out into the collective consciousness like a poison. And we change that with the strength of our love. And we find the strength of our love through overcoming ourselves, finding neutrality and filling everything inside of ourselves and everything in the external world that we touch with pure, true, unconditional love. And we're gonna get there because we have to.